And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Battle of the Bishops 2020 version, coming to you live from Luers High School. This is Bishop Dwenger Media Productions, and we are proud to bring you this year's event, broadcasting live al fresco outside here in the cold air alongside Corey Kitchen. I'm Sean McBride. On camera tonight is Kevin Thompson, and the Saints are getting ready to take the field, and we have another one for the ages, Corey. You know, typically when we talk about the Battle of the Bishops, the record books go out the window. It's rivalry week here in the SAC, and another big one right here on tap between the Bishop Dwenger Saints and the Bishop Luers Knights.
Well, and that's a great thing that we do throw those records out, Sean, because on paper this really doesn't have to happen to be a great matchup, quite honestly. You've got the number 3 team in the state in 5A and the Bishop Dwenger Saints versus an unranked 2A Bishop Luers Knights. You've got the Saints coming in scoring 33 points a game and the Luers defense giving up 40 a game. The Saints defense giving up just 14 points a game in regulation, and the Luers offense scoring 25 points a game only thus far this year. And probably the biggest stat of all is the Luers offense has turned it over 17 times in 6 games this year, while the Dwenger offense has turned the ball over just 4 times all year long. So, there's and on top of that, there's some recent history as well, with Luers having lost last year 47-zip,
right.
And they've not beaten the Saints since August of 15, which is over 5 years ago, which, by the way, was the Saints' only loss on their way to a state title that year.
That's right. Yeah, that one on that ring was the Bishop Luers loss.
Absolutely right. So it's been a while for the Knights, but as you mentioned, we can kind of throw all of that out the window when we get to the Battle of the Bishops.
That we can. And again, this year we talked about it, the disparity between these two teams. It's not exactly matched up, and also we get a late report on the Bishop Luers side that there are 5 skill position players or really impact players for the Luers Knights that are not playing tonight because of injury or other reasons.
Yeah. That's dramatic for a team that was at a bit of a disadvantage on paper, as we mentioned to begin with, to be without 5 of their better skill guys and playmakers is just makes that mountain a little taller to climb.
And let's talk a little bit about the Bishop Dwenger Saints. We talked about the numbers here already, led by, their Brendan Lytle, senior signal caller, 9 touchdowns on the year, 1 interception, putting up some really decent numbers. But what I find when you look through when you analyze the statistics, a lot of ball movement, a lot of distribution, a lot of parity between his skill makers. I know it started off, with Rocco Sioka, the Rocco Sioka Show, but in the last 4 games, he's really done a great job, I think, of spreading the ball around.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, we got O'Keefe coming in now. Henry O'Keefe's got 14 catches on the year, 279 yards. Sam Campbell's caught 10 balls. We've got 3 receivers now for the Saints that have double-digit catches. And you mentioned Rocco, 26 catches, 544 yards, and an eye-popping 21 yards per catch on the season. I mean, when he catches the ball, it's a big play.
It is, yeah.
And you mentioned the distribution on offense. I've got 18 different players have carried the ball for the Saints this year. 18.
Well, and you also look at that when you look at Tippmann and the running back core for Dwenger. They also have catches to their name as well. So a lot of backfield motion, a lot of swing routes, and things that sometimes we just don't normally see from the Dwenger Saints.
I was just going to say, probably the thing that has impressed me the most offensively about them this year is their balance. I mean, they are so balanced. They've got to be a nightmare for an opposing defensive coordinator, because if you stop one facet of their play, they'll just beat you with another.
Right. When we talk about the other side of the ball here with the Bishop Luers Knights coming into the contest 2-4, just 2 wins so far in the season, and again plagued by injuries. Let's talk a little bit about their leadership. When I saw them on paper, Corey, they do look young, obviously, but they've got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
No doubt about it. Led offensively by their junior quarterback Carson Clark, comes in completing about 55% of his balls, 1,249 yards on the season.
Yeah.
So he'll fling it around.
Yeah. We're going to take a listen to Bishop Rhodes as he says a prayer here at midfield, and hopefully we can get some audio on that.
In the name of the Father.
All right, so the halftime prayer there by Bishop Road. Sorry, we weren't able to really. It sounds like the PA system needs some fresh batteries in the microphone.
The microphone, yeah.
But a great sight to see the Bishop Dwenger Saints and the Bishop Luers Knights gathered on the hash marks to pray with the ninth bishop, our shepherd, Bishop Kevin Rhodes, there at the midfield point. Always great to talk about being brothers in Christ and the body of the Christ on display. We pray and we pray, Corey, and play, excuse me. It is getting a little chilly out here. So. And, too, it's been a while since I called a game. So I apologize to any viewers out there.
Just like riding a bike, Sean.
We'll see about that. But, again, we are broadcasting live from Bishop Luers High School. It's a brisk evening. The sun is setting. The cornucopia is in the background. And we're getting ready for the Battle of the Bishops 2020. Keys to victory tonight, Corey. While we've got some plenty of time here, what are you seeing so far?
Well, I think for Bishop Luers to stay in this football game on offense, they've got to find a way to negate that relentless pass rush of the Saints. They've traditionally been one of the best screen teams in the state of Indiana, in my mind. They run screens better than anybody, and they'll need to use that tonight, along with some other ways to get the ball out of quarterback Carson Clark's hands quickly. And the Knights, then they can't turn it over. We saw what happened to Concordia last week in the first half against the Saints when they turned it over twice in the first half, and the game was over by halftime. On defense, the Knights, they need to force some turnovers really to stay in this game. And for the Saints, if they can continue to stay balanced on offense using their run and pass and can control the line of scrimmage on defense, I think it's probably going to be a long night for the Knights.
There you go. Both teams coming out for the unofficial coin toss at this point. It's already happened, but we'll do it again for the cameras and the folks here in the stands, as both teams have two team captains out there. One is Ben Rectanis. He's very difficult to miss when he's on the field for the Bishop Luers Knights. Rectanis checking in, trying to find this right here. Rectanis is number 73, 6'4", 340. And he looks quite a bit different, standing next to young Dakota Sulif, who is 5'5", 150.
Well, I was going to mention, you said they each had two captains, and I thought all I saw was Vinny Fiacable. So Devin Tippman, who is no small man himself, was on the other side of Vinny, and I never saw him. So, sizable players on both sidelines tonight.
That's exactly right. Well, we are moments away from kickoff. Thank you all very much for joining us tonight. Again, here on BD Media Productions. Glad you're along with us. Alongside Corey Kitchen, I'm Sean McBride, and we are getting ready for kickoff here. And while I was trying to get some numbers and names, I didn't really see the results of that coin toss, Corey, so I apologize. I was going to announce it. No. But low in the 30s tonight here at Luers Field, so time to bundle up if you're at home. Good place to be. Not too bad of a turnout here tonight at Bishop Luers, as some folks are still coming in, but it makes it difficult with social distancing and the weather. So if you're joining us at home, we don't blame you.
The Saints will be receiving and returning the ball from the south to the north towards the scoreboard, Sean.
All right. So the Bishop Luers Knights will kick this one away. Looks like Rael Pineda will be the kicker. He is a sophomore kicker, 5'9", 185, wearing number 40. For the good guys wearing black with the red trim. Tonight the Saints are wearing the white jerseys with the gold helmets and pants. Looks like three men back deep for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Deep man is Henry O'Keefe. Watch his speed all night long. We are ready to go for the Battle of the Bishops. The whistle sounds. And we are underway. Oh, they try a short hopper near the middle, and it is still live, and it looks like there might be a scrum.
What a great idea right out of the gate by the Bishop Luers Knights. Maybe try to catch them off guard, and there is a scrum. Fighting for it at the bottom.
Luers comes up with the ball.
Wow. That's a way to announce your presence in a Battle of the Bishops game, is to let it all hang out right out of the gate. And I really like that call from the special teams coach of the Bishop Luers Knights.
Great job that time by Bishop Luers to force the issue and they will take over 1st and 10, and they are again led by the junior quarterback, Carson Clark. He checks in at 6'2", 180 pounds, 9 touchdowns on the season, but unfortunately he's got just as many interceptions as I recall, correct?
Yeah, he does, 9 of each, and obviously you'd like to see him cut down on that. The Saints are going to try to get after him with a lot of pressure. Luers is not very balanced on offense, quite honestly. They are about 2/3 pass to a third run in their yardage, and so they want to sling it around, and that sets up the Saints' bread and butter pass rush. So this should be an interesting fight here.
Sir Hale in the backfield with Clark. Here is a snap with 2 men wide left. He looks to throw, checks off, has pressure, rolls to the left, still rolling, going to look downfield, getting to the sticks and running out of bounds. Nice job that time. Good hustle by the quarterback, Carson Clark.
Something you don't really expect from him. He doesn't have much rushing yardage on the season, so he's looking to pass first and run second, but he saw an opening off the edge and took advantage of it. So nice to move those chains for the first time if you're the Bishop Luers Knights.
That'll take the ball down to the 24-yard line of Bishop Dwenger and give the Knights another 1st and 10 as they break huddle and come to the line. Again, single set back, 2 wide outs to the right side. Clark checks the sidelines. Man in motion to the right side now. Here's a snap. Pressure comes, screen, and it is buried by the Saints.
Yeah, Gavin Groves in there right away from a strong safety spot. We kind of talked about that in pregame, Sean, about them wanting to throw some screens to slow down that pass rush of the Saints, and they called it on their second play from scrimmage, and but the Saints were ready, obviously, right there with Groves on the play.
It is rather amazing over the years what an exceptional screen game Luers has really perfected. You know, and it's taken generations, but they've done it. So now we've got a whistle here. Checking the equipment here on double nickel. Still not right. George Boudet is the junior lineman, 6 foot 260.
Little equipment issue there.
Yeah, he is a playmaker. On 2nd and 10 now. Here's a snap. Looks to throw, checks off, has pressure. Rolling, taken down and sacked. Back near the 34-yard line.
Looked like John Michael Fabini was there to add to his area-leading 7.5 sacks. He'll be back to 8.5 now. Now, I've always wondered, how do you get a half a sack, Sean?
That's a good question.
Nonetheless, but we'll give him 8.5 now after that one.
I'm not a professional stats guy, so I can't answer that, but it is a good question. So a huge play by the Dwenger defense here. Puts Luers behind the sticks. They are now facing a 3rd and 20. Ball resting at the Dwenger 34-yard line. Trips package to the right. Snap, here comes the blitz. He's got a little time, he airs it out, right side, he's got a man, and it is going to be incomplete that time.
Great coverage by Callan Stauffer. Callan has just grown so much throughout the course of this season. Had a fantastic night against Carroll Chargers a couple of weeks ago against their high-powered passing game. He has just developed into, in my opinion, an all-city corner.
Yeah, oh, clearly, absolutely. And you talk about those 4 kids back there for Dwenger. That secondary for Dwenger, I'd put them up against anybody, honestly.
Yeah, and they came in as a big question mark to start the season, but they've been anything but.
On 4th and 20, the offense remains on the field, kind of in no man's land here for Luers, so they're going to go for it on 4th and 20. Clark sets up, he looks to throw, fires over the middle, and it'll be picked off that time. We've got a run back on our hands coming to the left side. Waits for a block, has a block, going to the sidelines and running out of bounds near the 40-yard line is Colin Vance.
Yeah, Colin back there in his free safety spot, just kind of playing center field, and it was 4th down. He could have knocked that down, but he chose to run it back, thought maybe he could make a play, but there is a penalty flag at the 40.
Yeah, I see that now. As on replay, we're showing the interception. This is going to be against Bishop Dwenger.
Yeah, just playing a little center field back there. Does a really nice job of kind of keying into Carson Clark's eyeballs where he's going to throw that football, and makes a nice catch and adds to Clark's 9 touchdowns or 9 interceptions. Excuse me, that'll be the 10th on the season for him.
All right, so this is going to be still retained by Dwenger, but the penalty will be marked off from the 40 back to the 30-yard line. So here come the Saints on offense, led by Brendan Lytle, number 13, the senior quarterback. In the backfield, that looks like Devin Tipman for the Saints on offense, as Lytle will be under center. 2 wide outs to the right side. And, everybody knew the snap count except the center.
Yeah. Yeah, number of gentlemen jumped on the snap count, so the Saints will begin at 1st and 15.
Well, the game started with some significant interest. The onside kick worked for the Luers, but after a first down, the drive stalled, finished with an interception, and now here's Dwenger on offense. Lytle drops the ball. He's sacked in the backfield.
Yeah,
wow.
I think on the play action fake, he kind of had the ball up to fake the handoff and kind of nudged the running back with it. Fell out of his hands just long enough for Mason Daring, number 21 of the Knights, their junior linebacker, to make the sack. So Saints putting themselves in a considerable hole here right out of the gate.
Good heavens. 2nd and 25 now coming up from the 15. We talked about the Knights playing behind the sticks, and now the Saints are doing the exact same thing. They'll line up in a pistol, single setback, trips to the right. Lytle from the shotgun, option, pitch, trying to find that edge, gets a block. He's going downfield. He's running downfield still. Breaks one tackle, streaking down the sidelines. He's off to the races. The 30, the 20, the 10. No flags on the field, or is there?
Or is there? It appears that there might very well be one back here. Can't see it. The sideline is, it must be near the sideline because our view is blocked of the flag, but let's see what we've got.
Well, that was KJ Tipman streaking down the sideline on a simple little option play there, Corey.
Yeah.
But it looks like this one's coming back.
Speed option. Looks like we got a block in the back. I've been one of the things that I've been most impressed with about the Dwenger offense has been KJ Tipman's development in running the football.
Agreed.
He came in at the beginning of the season, Sean, as really their fullback, kind of a blocking back for them, but he has become maybe their lead ball carrier now. He is, and he's got some speed that we really didn't realize he had.
Right. All right, so the Saints continue to dig themselves in a hole, as the ball was at the 15, and it is marked off now down to the half the distance, should be about the 12.
Looks like about the 8.
7 or 8?
Yeah, 7. We'll call it the 7.
Yeah.
My goodness. Not a lot of plays on your call sheet as an offensive coordinator for 2nd and 33.
Will they run it again is the question, Let's see what happens here on this one. So Tipman's touchdown is nullified with the penalty. Here's a snap. He looks to throw. Has edge pressure. Steps up. He's going to get hit and buried in the backfield. And he is sacked again.
Number 7 for the Knights that time, Nelson Kanapke. Nice job. I believe Nelson's their backup quarterback. Also plays defensive end defensively for them. And, they did something that not a lot of defenses have done thus far this year, and that is they've brought their pressure off the edge to try to keep Mr. Lytle in the pocket.
Contained.
He's not overly comfortable in that pocket. Normally when he leaves the pocket, it's to the outside.
That's right.
So they're bringing the rush from the outside to contain him in there, and he acted as if he didn't really know where to go.
And the result was another sack. 3rd and 35 now for the Saints. Here they are from the line of scrimmage, looking to throw. Guns it a little low and incomplete that time, going for Sioka as he was crossing over the middle, and it's no good. The Saints are going to be forced to punt and give the ball back to the Knights.
Yeah, he stepped up in the pocket that time, did Brendan, but did not deliver it on on the run to Sioka. He would have had to come down on a knee to catch it anyway, which would have forced a punt either way. But again, it just didn't look as if Brendan was overly comfortable stepping up into the middle of the pocket rather than off the edge like he normally likes to go. We've got a timeout by the Saints.
All right, so we're going to take a little break and come back in 30 seconds. You're watching Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions. And we are back to live action. The timeout is over, and the Saints come out in punt formation.
You don't like to see them waste a timeout, but with them kicking out of the very back of the end zone, you'd rather waste the timeout and make sure you get this right. The last thing you want to do if you're the Saints is have a mistake on the punt blocking structure here and give up a cheap one.
Simon Garrett standing at the back of his own end zone. Snap looks good. Kick is away. Sails. Caught near the 38 by Sir Hale, and he will get inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line.
So they're going to end up taking over about where they started the game, roughly, for another chance, again, deep in Dwenger territory to begin their second drive. So they're controlling the field position battle for sure right now. They've got no points to show for it yet, but the Knights are doing a nice job in keeping the football down in the Dwenger end.
Well, and if you do that consistently, Corey, as you know, your chances grow exponentially.
No doubt about it.
Points on that board.
Yeah,
so,
it's a huge deal.
Yeah. So here comes Clark and company. Sir Hale offset to the left side. Twins right, twins left. Man in motion going to the left side. Give to Hale through the middle. He's stuck at the line of scrimmage. Tries to spin out. Doesn't get much there.
Little inside trap play where they pulled the left guard and kicked out the defensive tackle, but just not much there in the middle of that Dwenger defense. Looked like maybe Devin Tippmann in on the stop, as well as number 70, I believe, was in there as well, and that is Owen Levy.
Jack Knight there as well down there. So, all right, again, 2nd and 9 now for the Knights. Here is a snap. He's looking to throw, looking left, checking off, flowing right, still looking, goes downfield, and that is going to be incomplete there that time.
Intended for Johnny Sewell. He had maybe a step on Callan Stauffer, but there was some hand fighting going on between the two of them, and quite honestly, Callan was in great position again. He just all year long has done that, the ability to stay within a stride of the man he's covering. So good coverage by the Saints.
So the incompletion brings up a 3rd and long now for the Knights with 8:37 to go here in the first quarter. Carson looks to throw. Over the edge, it's caught and immediately hit, and not much there. No, the ball comes out, and they say no good. An incomplete pass that time.
Pass was intended for number 5, Jaden Hill. He's a sophomore tight end, and he is a load. He is 6'1", 230 sophomore, and he certainly looks the part of a tight end in his uniform.
That he does.
Great target for Carson Clark. But here we go, 4th and 9 again. They're in that no man's land between, probably too far into Dwenger territory to punt and not close enough to kick the field goal. So they'll go forward on 4th and 9.
Here we go. Big play here for the Knights. Can they keep the drive alive? Man in motion again to the left side. Here's a snap. Pressure comes. Fires over the middle. He's got his man. Oh, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and no good.
Wow, they had Jaden Hill over the middle on a little skinny post route, and it was a good throw. He just quite simply dropped it. It was a little over his head. He had to reach up for it. I don't know if he saw that Dwenger defensive back coming out of the corner of his eyes and had a little alligator arms there, but nonetheless, did not make the catch, and the Knights will turn it over on downs.
And I think you called it there, Kevin. I'm looking at the replay, Corey. Kevin Thompson, our camera guy, got it perfectly. So a little alligator arms, and, maybe not perfectly, but good enough.
Don't give him too much credit.
Right. Here's the Saints on 1st and 10 after the turnover. Here's a pitch pass. Jet sweep trying to find an edge, nothing there, and he's going to get dropped in the backfield, tackle for loss.
Henry O'Keefe on the reception. I was going to say carry, but it is really a reception. And the Knights defense was not fooled whatsoever by that. A great job on the edge over there. Looked like maybe Nelson Kanapke was involved from his defensive end spot.
So a loss of 1 that time by the Saints brings up 2nd and 11 with 7:57. The clock continuing to tick down here in the first quarter.
I don't think you can have a Luers team without a Kanapke.
That's right.
I mean, and there have been some good ones.
You betcha. Here come the Saints on 2nd and 11. Snap, give, counter, through the middle, finds some room. He's off to the races, bounces outside, streaking down the sidelines, and finally tackled in Bishop Luers territory.
You nailed it, Sean. That was a great-looking counter play to Devin Tippmann. Brought both the wing back or the H-back and the backside guard out in front, and just all kinds of real estate there for Devin.
Indeed. He runs it down to about the 32-yard line of the Luers Knights. So the first time tonight that the Dwenger Saints have had the ball in Bishop Luers territory. They did have a touchdown called back earlier, but a huge run that time by Tippmann. Here's a snap. Again a give, this time to number 24 around the edge. Gets close to 10 yards on the far side of the field.
That's actually 34.
34,
Gavin Groves hasn't had a lot of carries this season. He's normally their starting strong safety, but getting him the rock a little bit early in the game here tonight.
Just shy of the first down by about a yard, so that brings up 2nd and 1 for the Saints. Ball resting at about the 23-yard line, 22-23. Here's a snap from shotgun. Again, Groves finds the first down and a little more, gets into the linebacker core before he stood up and drives for another half yard after contact.
Yeah, it just looked like an inside zone play, straight ahead, and pick up a nice first down. Interesting that the Saints haven't had a whole lot of success through the air thus far, but they are running the football with a lot of success so far.
So first down for the Saints inside the red zone now, down to the 18. 6 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Rolling, looking to throw, going for it all into the corner of the end zone, and it is caught and dropped in the end zone by Sioka.
Yeah, went a little corner route there by Rocco Sioka and kind of got the ball to him on his back in the very corner of the end zone, but just unable to hang on.
Second down and 10.
2nd and 10 now for the Saints coming up as Lido comes in from the sidelines with the play. So Dwenger passes on first down there, going for it all from the 18. Now let's see what they do here on 2nd down. Single setback from the shotgun. Lido with some last second instructions. Here's a snap, rolling to the left. Decides to keep it, looking for some room, trickles through the line, trying to spin, and gets tackled with a positive gain.
Supposed to be a little shovel pass, quite honestly. They went with a little power shovel there where he could either make the outside pitch or the inside pitch, and he really wanted to pitch it inside, but just couldn't find enough enough room there to make the pitch, so he just decided to keep it himself, and I think that probably was the smart move given all the traffic in there.
Did get some positive yards, gain of about 4 it looks like that time, maybe 5. We'll call it 3rd and 6 now for the Saints. Ball on the 12-yard line, so they're sniffing the defense right now, and it looks like they're going to call a timeout. So that's going to be the 2nd timeout of the night for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And we'll go ahead and take a breather ourselves. So still zeros on the scoreboard for the quarter action. Coming to you from Bishop Luers High School. This is Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions. All right, the timeout is over, and we are back to live action here. Dwenger now burnt their 2nd timeout of the first half with 5:18 to go here in the first quarter. On 3rd and 6, there's a shift to the left side. decides a little wildcat here around the edge. I don't think he's got it. It was a very interesting call. And
they went full line shift to a tremendously what we would call unbalanced line. Only about one or two blockers to the right side of the center there. Everybody else shifted left, and KJ ran it left, but somebody from the Luers Knights defense snuck through there and made the tackle. So bringing up a 4th and about 4. Looks like they're going to try the field goal here. Maybe.
All right. Well,
as the kicker runs over to the side, are they going to need to call another timeout? The Saints are going to take their 3rd timeout of the game in the first 7.5 minutes of this thing.
Another timeout. Boy, oh boy. And Coach Garrett's out on the field talking to the white hat right now. And
unhappy about something.
Yeah, quite unhappy. Wow. So another timeout for the Saints. You know, Corey, I hate to say it, but they didn't come in to the friendly confines of Luers Field on top of their game tonight.
No, they've looked a little. They've been reading the press clippings as well,
right,
and reading, how much of a probably snoozer this is on paper, so to speak, and forgot that you can throw those records out in the Battle of the Bishops. So, kudos to the Luers Knights for hanging in there so far and doing a decent job of keeping the Saints out of the end zone. And I'm curious to see whether they come out and kick a field goal here or whether they're going to go for it on 4th and 4. Looks like they're sending the offense back in, Sean.
Here they come. 4th and 4 now.
Big play in the scope of this game for some early momentum right here.
Back in the backfield is KJ Tipman and Devin Tipman.
And John Michael Fabini. They've gone power eye.
Here's a snap. Give to Tipman through the middle. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 5. Does he get the touchdown? Touchdown, Saints.
Wow.
There it is.
That's kind of an exclamation point there. They just, for the first time of the night, they decided to line up in a power eye formation and just took care of business.
There you see Tipman finding some room in between his blockers through the middle. One man tries to wrap him up, but he gets into the end zone for 6. And now it's time for Dwenger to put on the PAT. Belanda's kick is up.
The kick is good.
And it is good. So we've got 7-0 Saints on top of the Knights so far tonight. We've got 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
The Saints have burnt all 3 of their timeouts already, which you just don't see very often. And but obviously they got the right play called right there, so.
That they did. So the power eye pays off for the Dwenger Saints as they were deep inside the red zone there. Decided a little gamble to go for it on 4th and 4, and it turned into 6 points with Belanda's PAT with 4:22 remaining. So a nice drive that time by the Saints. I think they took over at about the 32.
I think you're about right. Yep.
Yeah, and put together a nice little drive there. It was in question on a couple of times, but they were able to cross that goal line and put 6 on the board.
And if I'm not mistaken, all on the ground on that particular drive.
I think you're right.
So, we've been talking about their offensive balance. They come into this game slightly more passing yards than rushing yards, and have not been able to get the air attack going so far tonight. So,
you talk about the tradition of this game and tradition of both of these squads. You could flip the script, really. I mean, the Dwenger Gold Rush is what the program has been built on. So, midway or week 7 into the season to have more passing yards or even attempts rather than rushes. A little strange for the Gold Helmets.
That is surprising, no question about it. But they've been, I don't think it's been necessarily anything other than taking what the defense has been giving them. I think people, their reputation precedes them of being able to run, and people load the box on them, so they throw it.
Yes.
But tonight has been just the opposite. They are moving the ball on the ground right now.
Belanda in to launch this one from the 40. 2 men back deep for Luers, standing inside their 10. End over end kick this time, taken on the far side, trying to cross tracks, cutting room through the middle. That's Sir Hale. On the return, north of the 20, out to about the 22-yard line.
Good coverage by the Saints kickoff team there. It didn't appear that there were a whole lot of blocks made by the receiving unit there. There were a lot of white shirts down there after Sir Hale once he caught the football.
And it looks like we've got a Dwenger Saint being helped off the field right now.
Looks like 91, that would be James Bloom, I believe, is limping off a little bit tenderly.
Well, 4 minutes and 18 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Plenty of time for the Knights to respond on this side of the field. And here comes Carson Clark and company to see if, in fact, they can do just that. On 1st and 10. Nearly picked on the slant there, but incomplete. The intended receiver, Corey, was number 15. That's Gernhardt.
Yep, Eli Gernhardt went with a little quick slant. Again, I think the game plan is good for the Knights. Try to get that ball out of the hands quickly of Carson Clark to not have to deal with that Saints pass rush, but he nearly threw it to Gavin Groves right there of the Saints.
So the incompletion will bring up a 2nd and 10. They spread things out with a single setback offset to the right side. Here's a snap. Give to that tailback. He's hit immediately and dropped in the backfield, so that's going to be another tackle for loss.
John Michael Fabini.
Saint defense.
Yep, John Michael Fabini came off the edge there, number 39 for the Saints, untouched, and made a tackle for loss. So the Knights are back once again in a 3rd and long situation.
It looks to be about 3rd and 12 coming up here. R.J. Hogue was the ball runner that time. And, they're just having trouble finding some positive yards here in the waning minutes of the first quarter. Clark in the shotgun, man in motion. Close side, blitz comes. Looks to throw, throws over the middle. It is caught. Looking for some blocks. He's got some blocks. Going across field, falling forward. Nice reception that time by number 5, Jaden Hill. But again, I think he's going to be shy of the first down, Corey.
Yep, that's about the 3rd time tonight they've targeted him. Finally connected on a nice little screen pass over the middle to Hill. And just not quite enough for that first down. Going to leave him about 4th and 3.5, 4th and 4, and appears they're going to need to punt it away.
Punt team comes on, and they're waiting for a blocker to come in. Still plenty of time on the play clock, excuse me. But now they need to get on their hustle horse here. Now they're under 3, 2. Okay, the snap is up. Kick is away. Nice kick that time. Takes a hop, a Dwenger hop forward, then backward, and it'll be touched up near the 30-yard line. So very effective punt that time by Bishop Luers.
Number 50, Evan Linker, the punter, but there is a flag down at about the 45-yard line, it appears, Sean.
Yeah, there is. Will this one come back is the question. So they mark it right at the 30-yard line, but here comes the call. This is against Bishop Luers. And Corey, I'm sorry, I'm unfamiliar with that stretching of the arms. Is that a motion?
He just made a call there that
I'm
not real certain of. Yeah, I don't know what the penalty was. Is that an unsportsmanlike? Is that... I think that might be an unsportsmanlike.
It might be. It's going to be assessed from the 30. They're not going to re-kick it. So that means it's a dead ball foul. And let's see how many they tack on. If it's 15, then that is more than likely the call, unsportsmanlike conduct. 5, 10, 15. Wow. All the way up to the 45. I think you're right, Corey. I think that wasn't unsportsmanlike against Bishop Luers.
You know, I don't know. None of us saw what exactly took place there. May have been verbal. We don't know
That's
from
right.
up here.
That's
so
right. Yeah.
just don't know. But nonetheless, it's 15 yards marked off against the Knights.
Saints take over. Here's a snap. Looks to throw to the sidelines and hit and dislodged is the receiver. So an incomplete pass here for the Dwenger Saints.
Antoine Lake on the coverage there does a really nice job of making the hit just as the ball arrived to Sioka, dislodging it, and the Saints another incomplete pass there.
Yeah, Lytle had some heat on that one too. So That is no good, bringing up a 2nd and 10 with 2:27 to go as the clock stops here in the first quarter. Here's a snap. Give through the middle. Man meets him there at the mesh point, and he drags tacklers back to the line of scrimmage.
My goodness, number 21, Mason Daring for the Knights, was in there right now, almost unblocked to make that hit, and that's going to force a 3rd and long for the Saints.
3rd and 9.5 coming up for the Gold Helmets. Ball resting at their own 46-yard line. 2 wideouts coming out to the close side of your screen. 2 wideouts to the right. Here's a snap. Blitz comes. He's got pressure. Screen through the middle. Waiting for a block. Has it, but not enough as he's dropped after a 3-yard gain.
Really great pursuit on the part of the Bishop Luers Knights there defensively. They ran a little, as you mentioned, a screen pass to KJ Tittman, but the Knights were not fooled, and they had multiple guys there in a hurry and showing some defensive team speed there.
That they did. So 4th and about, we'll call it 7, maybe a long 6 coming up for the Saints. The offense remains on the field. It's a shot of confidence to their defense right there. They're going to go for it here while they're on their side of the field.
Punt it.
Here's a snap. Lytle Pooch kicks it.
Yep.
Drives it downfield. Will it stick? And it looks like it's going to. And it's touched up near the 11-yard line.
Big fan of that play. I like that quarterback pooch kick. It keeps the opponent, I should say, from being able to put a run back together.
And that's exactly what they did. So let's see if, in fact, the Dwenger defense can hold and kind of flip the field and get a short field going here with 58.5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. But it's time for the Bishop Luers offense to see what they can do first here. As Carson Clark, number 10, is still back there in the huddle, and now they break and come to the line of scrimmage. Spread offense with a single setback. He looks to throw on 1st down. Out pattern in over the head of the intended receiver. No good.
Intended for Johnny Sewell on a, as you mentioned, a quick out route, and Carson Clark just clearly right over the head of Johnny Sewell. Had no chance to catch that one. Don't know if he's feeling that pressure right away. Wants to get it out of his hands before he's able to eyeball that receiver, but just not on target right there.
That's right. They burn that down, brings up 2nd and 10. Officially ball on the 13-yard line. Man in motion out of the close side. Here's a snap. Looks to throw through the middle. Another screen. Sir Hale with some room. He's got the 1st down and more, trying to get to the edge. Caught from behind and taken down.
Quite honestly, I've been waiting all year long for somebody to screen the Saints. And Bishop Luers Knights did it there very effectively. Bishop Dwenger brings so much pressure defensively that you would think screens would work against their defense, and it certainly did on that play.
So Sir Hale takes it out to the 27-yard line, a 14-yard catch and scamper. And the Knights move the chains. Here they come on 1st down again. Here's a snap. Quick throw, tipped, but caught by Sewell, and he goes down immediately.
Yeah, just a quick hitch route to easy pitch and catch, picked up about 6.
6-yard gain.
And that might do it for the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, as we're down to about 10 seconds to go. And that will do it. Okay, first quarter is over. This one's in the books, 7-0. Saints on top of the Knights after 1 quarter. We'll flip the field and come back. You're watching Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions on YouTube. All right, the quarter break is over, and we are back to live action here at Luers Field. Saints up 7-0 over the Knights. Knights with the ball, facing a 2nd and 4 from their own 33-yard line. 12 new minutes on the clock here in the first half. Clark will line up in the shotgun. Man in motion to the left side. Here's a snap. Quick throw, screen, and it is caught. Got some positive yards. Nice catch and run that time by number 15. That's Gernhardt.
Eli Gernhardt does a nice job on that bubble screen out to the left side, and quite honestly, an even better job done by his teammates in blocking out in front of him. They were able to keep that Saints defense off of him and pick up that first down.
So the screens are working tonight for the Bishop Luers Knights as they once again move the ball down the field, get another first down. This one is resting right at the 40-yard line of the Knights. And here we go again from the shotgun. Little low that time. Play action, rolling to the right, getting pursued, still pursued, throwing back towards the middle. Diving catch at the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard out of it.
Number 5, Jaden Hill, the big tight end, again makes the catch this time, but as you mentioned, Sean, just for a gain of 1.
So 2nd and 9 coming up for the Knights as they're back in their huddle looking towards the sideline. Coach Kyle Lindsay, I believe in his 8th year here at Bishop Luers. On 2nd down, Clark barks out signals. Here's a snap. Another quick one out to the edge. Caught and wrapped immediately, maybe another yard or two that time. Again, the receiver was Gernhardt.
Yeah, just a kind of an uncovered screen on that one, just a quick pick. As soon as he picked up the ball, did Carson Clark. Looked like he didn't even get the laces and just chucked it out there to the left side.
Yep.
And but didn't pick up much more than another yard or two.
Again, get your playmakers open in space and let's see what they can do.
That's exactly what they're trying to do, and I like that game plan.
You bet.
One of those guys is gonna shake a tackle.
That's right. 3rd and long now for the Knights, working off the left hash mark. There they go. Blitz comes through the middle, airs it out. It's caught in stride. Hale, he's got some room. He's got a blocker. Down to the 30, the 20, the 10. He's in for a touchdown.
Although we have a flag on the play, I think this one's coming back. Unbeknownst to the Luers Knights, I think that they're going to be caught in a little illegal motion situation here.
Wow. Well, we'll watch the replay here as we can because, you're right. It happened very quickly right at the snap. Might have been a receiver was moving when the ball was
defensive.
Snapped. Oh, my gosh. Wow. So offsides on the defense.
Holy smokes.
And the score stands.
What a great play. Just a little wheel route to the running back outside, and Sir Hale did the rest.
A 57-yard score by Hale. Puts the Knights on the board here in the second quarter.
Kind of what we talked about. Get the ball to your playmakers in some space, and he had space there, had just a couple of defenders to beat, and he turned on the Jets.
He did. Fast kid. My goodness. Pineda for the kick. It is blocked. It is no good.
Looked like John Michael Fabini in there, got a hand on it, and so the Saints will maintain the lead, just 7-6.
Fabini makes a play. There's a shocker.
Yeah.
All right, so that is going to be 7-6 your score, 9:46 to go here in the second quarter. Saints clinging to a 1-point lead and expecting the kick from Luers. We'll be back in about 20 seconds. And we are back live here at Luers Stadium. Off air, Corey and I were just mentioning how the temperature keeps going down and down and down so far. But the scores are going up, Corey.
You don't notice it as much in the press box, Sean.
You don't. You kind of get spoiled. At least I do. I don't know. And here is the kick. Low liner picked up by an up back by the Saints. Near the edge, he's got some room, getting north and south, breaking one tackle, breaking two, and finally smothered north of the 40-yard line.
Nice run back by Colin Vance. He doesn't get his hands on the ball very often other than earlier in the game with his interception return, yeah. But he showed some nice ability to elude tacklers on that run back.
So some good field position for the Saints here. And let's see what they can do here with 9:43 to go in the first half. They are led by their senior signal caller, Brendan Lytle. And just again, Corey, once again, just an unbelievable array of talent throughout this team. Whether it's the big uglies up front or the guys actually handling the ball, a lot of talent on the Saints squad this year.
Yeah, quite honestly, we haven't given enough credit to the guys up front throughout the course of the year, and I should be naming them by name a little more often than we do.
Here's a snap. Give to Tippmann, right through the middle. He's got lots of room. First down and more as he takes it into Luers territory down near the 40.
Boy, that sure didn't look like anything special. I just think it was simply an inside zone play. I don't think they pulled anybody. And just all kinds of running room in there for Devin Tippmann to run. And
kind of went right through that line untouched.
Yeah, kind of like Swiss cheese right there was the defensive front seven on that particular play.
Back to live action now and a first down for the Saints in Luers territory. Here's a snap and the give. Again, they keep it on the ground. Again, Tippmann through the middle. Has more than enough room. First down and plenty more after that where that came from.
That was a power play that time. They pulled Vinny Fiacable out in front of him. And Vinny, I'd like to run behind Vinny myself. He will make a hole for you, and he certainly did with his line mates on that play.
So consecutive first down runs here for the Saints as they drive deeper into Luers territory. Ball now resting on the 23-yard line. Snap again on the ground. Devin Tippmann again with the carry, right side, dragging tacklers with him. And finally dropped, looks like inside the 15.
Inside zone play that time for the Saints, and they're clicking off 9 to 15 yards a pop on the run. I think they just decided on this series. Offensive coordinator Brody Dixon said, all right, we're going to exert our will here a little bit.
That's it. So gain of 9 that time by Tippmann, and he will remain the tailback. We've got an I formation now as Lytle will be under center. Here is the snap. Give to the fullback. First man through. He does have enough for the first down.
Yeah, fullback K.J. Tippmann on that carry. Just a simple fullback dive right up the middle. He got stuck a little bit at the end of that play. He gets up kind of gasping for air. Maybe got the wind knocked out or something there. But nice stick by the Luers Knights defense, but unfortunately it was after a first down.
Yeah. Ball is marked at the 11-yard line. Lots of time left. 8:05. Saints up 7-6. New formation this time, single setback from the I. Again, look around the edge. More than enough room. Spinning down is Devin Tippmann.
Another nice run, inside zone play again. Devin does a nice job of finding daylight. A zone play is typical that you don't normally give them a hole to project to run through. The lineman, the running back just has the option to kind of find his own running room.
Find the daylight.
Yep, yeah. Absolutely. So it's not an A gap play or a B gap play. It's wherever you can find daylight, and Devin has done that nicely tonight.
H-back now for the Saints for the tailback behind him. From the shotgun, here's a snap. following that lead block. Oh, great penetration by Luers that time.
Yeah, number 50 in there, Evan Linker. We mentioned him earlier for a really nice punt with the punt unit, but he gets in there now and makes a nice stop, kind of a shoestring stop on Devin Tippmann.
Slashed in from his linebacker position that time and made that stop. And that will bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Saints. Ball is resting at the 3-yard line, so they can get a first down without scoring here. Here's a snap. Power eye left. He's got it. Does he get it in the end zone? He does. Touchdown, Saints.
Wow. And
that's hard to stop, Corey.
Was nearly untouched, quite frankly. Not only did he pick up the first down, but easily sauntered into the end zone. And they really haven't used the power eye much this year as they have in the past couple of years. But very effective right there when you've got K.J. Tippmann and John Michael Fabini in the backfield, and then you've got Vinny Fiacable and his line mates. Looks like Grant Sorg up front as well on that left side. That's tough to stop.
Belanda in, for the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. 7 more points on the board for the Saints. And we'll take a break and come right back. You're watching Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions. And we are back to live action as the Saints prepare to kick off. Belanda from the 40-yard line. Whistle blows. Kick is underway. Taken by the deep back near the 10-yard line. Looking for some room is Sir Hale. Take it to the middle of the field before he is swarmed over and stopped.
Once again, really good kickoff coverage by the Saints kickoff unit. Holding a Luers return team inside the 20 is not, as a former special teams coach, Luers always gives us nightmares with the athletes that they can put on the field in the return game. So holding them inside the 20 is no small feat.
So the Knights will come out on offense. Trailing 14-6 at this point with 6:24 left in the first half. Carson looks over the defense. Here's a snap. Give to the tailback. Bounces it outside. Gets some room. Again, that's Sir Hale on the edge. Gets a nice gain that time on the left side.
Yeah, Gavin Groves finally able to track him down from strong safety position, and Sir Hale's got some moves. He's got the ability to not only take it to the house speed-wise, but he's shifty as well, and was able to get outside of Sam Pisa on that run, the outside linebacker of the Saints, and pick up about 4.
2nd and 6 shows us trips package to the right side now for the Knights. Clark in the shotgun with a single setback. There's a snap, edge pressure coming, throws. He's got his man. It is caught on the far side. Nice open field tackle by the Saints.
Jaden Hill on the catch, and looked like Callan Stauffer maybe, or Groves. Couldn't tell. The number ended in a 4, so 24 or 34 in there. We'll credit both of them.
There you go.
And but nonetheless, really good open field tackle on a big tight end that Luers possesses there.
Yeah. But still a nice gain for the Knights. Brings up a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and about 2.5 now for the Knights. Working off the far hash mark. Here's a snap. Fakes, throws, backside. It is caught. He's away. He's got one man. He's finally brought down from the back. That was a great catch by number 4, I thought, Johnny Sewell.
Yeah, and an even better throw, quite honestly. Carson Clark hung in there and looked right down the gun barrel of a blitzing John Michael Fabini and got stuck. But
it's coming back.
Got a lineman downfield due the Knights.
Looks like it. Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
Ineligible receiver down the field.
Makes me wonder if they were running an RPO, a run-pass option on that particular play where the line is blocking for the run while the quarterback can make the decision as to whether to hand off or make the throw. And sometimes those linemen, when they think it's a running play or they're blocking a running play, can get downfield more than that 3-yard box.
Yeah. Well, that brings up a 3rd and 7. It erases the first down. And we are back to it. Now 3rd and long for the Knights. Can they convert? Dwenger shows blitz. Here's a snap. He looks to throw. Fires over the middle. It's got him. And he's got a field. He's got some room. He's got the first down and more before he's tackled near midfield.
That's 15. Eli Gernhardt again. Caught that screen right over the middle when the Saints brought all of that pressure up the middle and turned it into a big play.
That he did. Again, he started out in the wide receiver position, came back towards the middle of the field, so darn near a jailbreak at that point.
Yeah,
but
that's a great call. It really is a jailbreak screen, and man, against that blitzing defense of the Saints, that's what you got to do. It's a great game plan on the part of the Knights.
1st and 10 for the Knights near the midfield at the 44. Here's a snap, run through the middle. That's Sir Hale, gets to the line of scrimmage, bowls his way forward for a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, looked like just a little inside zone play for the Knights there. I don't think they pulled anybody. May have been a trap play, but I didn't see a guard pull. And picked up, 3 or 4. Knights are moving the football here.
That they are. 3:40 remains here in the first half. Knights inching towards that midfield stripe where the kneeling Knight is. Clark in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the left side. Here's a snap. They look to throw. Fires down the middle, and it is incomplete and off the turf that time.
Yeah, probably lucky that it was a little bit low. There were 3 Saints defensive backs right in the middle of the field there. It appeared they were more the intended receiver than was Eli Gernhardt on that play. So lucky that it hit the turf was Carson Clark, and he'll live to fight another play here, 3rd and about 7.
Knights converted on a big 3rd down on the last series. Can they do it again? Last set of downs, Here they go on 3rd and 7. Pressure comes, thrown to the opposite side, hit immediately, spinning out. No, he cannot spin out of the tackle and is brought down.
That's number 8, R.J. Hogue on the screen catch over the middle, but Saints were ready for that one.
2 Saints swarm him immediately and stop. And now the question begs, on 4th and 7, will you go for it? Once again, we find Luers kind of in no man's land. Again, I think they could punt from here. But again, the offense is on the field.
Yeah, Coach Lindsey's probably going to let the play clock run all the way down, call a timeout, and then make a decision is my guess.
And the young Mr. Clark thinks you're probably right. So he comes over to the sidelines with 2-1, and a timeout is called. So timeout on the field. Saints up 14-6 over the Knights. When we come back, a critical 4th down for the Knights. Stick around. You're watching Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions. The timeout is over, and the Bishop Luers Knights are lining up in punt formation at this time. 2 men back deep for the Saints. Little high snap, but he's got his leg into it. Nice punt. Ball rolls down, taking a nice Luers bounce, and trickles inside the 20 to about the 18.
I think that's a good tactical decision by Coach Kyle Lindsay of the Knights there. He used up all 40 seconds of the play clock, then decided to punt. He knows the Saints are out of timeouts, and just trying to shorten the end of this first half as much as he can.
2 minutes and 19 seconds remain. Question begs now, can the Bishop Dwenger Saints punch one in before halftime? Knights will get the ball in the third quarter to start the second half. And here come the Saints on offense. Here's a snap. Give to the running back, finds some room through the middle, now taking it out the left side. That's going to be a gain of 5, maybe 6.
Like the first carry of the night for Louis Tippmann in there for the Saints on that particular play. And as you mentioned, picked up, I think they're going to call it 5, 2nd and 5. Clock's running. Should be running.
I was going to say, what? Yeah. Now it is. Okay. Saints face a 2nd and 5 with 2 wideouts to the right side. Snap, Lytle looks to throw on 2nd down, out to the flats. He's got his man, gets knocked out of bounds.
Quick out route to Henry O'Keefe there to stop the clock and pick up about 4. They're going to be 3rd and 1. Minute 54 left in the half.
Clock stops on the out of bounds. Saints with a single setback, same formation, twins right and left. Lytle takes it through the middle, has room, has the first down or more, steps out of 1 and buried in the linebacker core, just shy of the 40-yard line.
Little quarterback draw there, nice play call, picks up the first down, stops the clock to move the chains, and they should have a play called real quickly here, hopefully, rather than waste a spike.
Lytle back in the shotgun, same formation. Here's a snap on 1st and 10, has time, outlet pass, finally wrangled in. Oh, puts his shoulder into the hit and finally taken down.
KJ Tippmann laid a lick out there on a Luers Knight defender who's still on the ground. Looked as if maybe their helmets came together a little bit too. I have to check the replay here, but it was a pretty physical run by KJ Tippmann.
Indeed. We'll see if we can get this. We got the our board operator is a little slow on the draw. Here is the replay now that we're looking at. Here's the outlet pass. Boom. Yeah, that was a hard contact. It surely was. Yeah. All right, so we've got an injury timeout on the field when that gets squared away, and hopefully that player will be up and back at it quickly. The Saints are facing a 2nd and about 7 with 1:22 to go here in the first half. Saints up 14-6 over the Knights. We're broadcasting live from Bishop Luers High School. This is the Battle of the Bishops during rivalry week. And there's some other great games in the SAC going on tonight, Corey.
There are one big one out at Homestead High School that has conference implications for the Saints. They are big Carroll Charger fans tonight as Carroll is out at Homestead taking on the Homestead Spartans, and we'll try to get a score at some point on that and update folks about the Saints conference title hopes. Number 32, it appeared, was the Knight player down. Dakota Sulliff but he's up and on the sidelines.
On 2nd and 7, Lytle rolls, looks to throw, fires into the flats, immediately hit.
Big hit by Sir Hale on Sam Campbell. Made a nice completion, but did not pick up much yardage there, and the clock still runs. 1:04 left in the half.
3rd and 5 coming up now for the Saints as the receiver corps tries to get set here on the right side. Lytle looks over the defense. Oh, we got issues. Oh, the Saints got issues. Lido was calling for the ball. Everybody was moving except the center, and this one's going to be a motion penalty against the Saints.
Yeah, not a real clean 2-minute drill here thus far for the Saints. That was pretty ugly. They took a lot of time to get set up, and then when they did, they jumped off sides, and now you've got receivers swapping sides again. Four receivers to the right. They don't have any timeouts left. The clock is running. Not real clean.
No. Here's a snap. He's got time. Now he's flushed. Finally gets it out there. It's a jump ball, and is it caught? No. Incomplete pass in Luers territory.
Yep, they put some pressure on Lytle that time, and he didn't have the ability to roll out of it. He just went straight backwards and kind of threw off his back foot to Henry O'Keefe, but it appeared Henry caught it out of bounds, and they're going to bring up 4th and 10 with about 31.3 left in the half.
Punt formation. Garrett back there to punt this one away. He'll launch this one from about his 28-yard line. Good snap. Steps into it. Line drive punt right to the receiver. Tries to find some room. Back and forth. Getting north of the 30-yard line and finally taken down.
22, Braden McInturf back there to return that punt for the Luers Knights, and we'll see how frisky Coach Lindsay gets here with 22.2. Now remember also that they get the ball first in the second half. So my assumption is he'll be just dandy pleased to go in at halftime down 14-6, knowing he's getting the ball first in the second half.
Precisely right. However, you know, we've known and seen Coach Lindsay over the years not leave any in the chamber.
Yeah.
You know, and if you've got somebody like Sir Hale on the field, let alone Johnny Sewell, I don't know. Let's see what happens. That's why they play the game, right? 1st and 10, 30 seconds to go. Here we go. Here's a snap. It's a give through the middle. Finding some room is Hale.
Take one chance with giving it to your playmaker there out of the backfield, and now they'll be happy to go into the locker room down 8 at the half.
That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for the first half of action of the Battle of the Bishops. 14-6 is your halftime score as both teams make their way to the locker room, and we're going to step aside for the halftime break. We'll be back in a little bit. You're watching Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions. And welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you were able to refresh your popcorn and coffee or any other beverages you have for the halftime break. 14-6 is your score here, broadcasting live from Luers Field. Alongside Corey Kitchen, I'm Sean McBride, and it is halftime here, getting ready to put 3 additional minutes back on the clock. Great shot there by Kevin Thompson of that beautiful moon. I think if we had the godfather of football, Dave X from Redeemer Radio, he might have some waxing poetic moments looking at that moon, Corey Kitchen.
Yeah, beautiful.
It is
just
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, Corey, a very interesting first half of action that we were witness to here, the first 24 minutes, and honestly, unexpected, at least by me. I think the Luers Knights came out and smacked Dwenger when they were not expecting it.
I got to tell you, I am really, really impressed with the game plan of the Knights. To think that they came out tonight missing 5 of their playmakers and have been able to hold this game to 14-6 in the first half and start with the football in the second half. I think if you ask Kyle Lindsey if he'd have signed up for that before the game, I think he would have signed on the dotted line for sure. I mean, they have done a great job. I've been waiting all season, Sean, for someone to stop just the normal drop back passing against the Saints' pressure and throw some screens. And I wondered if we'd get those tonight with Luers and their long history of being a great screen team. And we have got them, and they have done a nice job with that, keeping the Saints' defense off balance a bit. But I also got to hand it to the Luers defense. They're giving up 40 points a game this season, and they've held potentially one of the best offenses in the conference to 2 scores in the first half.
And I agree. And so, again, we kind of talk about, kids playing football. The kids also read press clippings. Yeah. They watch webcasts, and look at so did the Saints come in unprepared is the question. And I don't know if it's unprepared, but maybe their expectations were a little different.
Well, and after having coached for a number of years myself, I won't tell how many, but for a number of years myself, it's impossible to have a team be up for every single Friday night. It's just the ebb and flow of a season. It's tough. Your biorhythms or whatever you want to make of it are just not there every single Friday, and it appears the Saints are not there tonight, at least out of the gate. But, those are the weeks that you got to find a way to win. And so far, they're still leading on the scoreboard, 14-6. I'm sure there's no panic on the Saints sidelines. One of the things they've done very well tonight is run the football, and it appears they can do that about any time they want.
Right.
So when you can do that, you usually don't have a lot of concern offensively. They need to get their passing game going. There's no doubt about that, and they need, to cut down on some of the mistakes. They've had some penalties and some things like that just haven't been as crisp and clean as they would like.
Well, folks, next week we will be back at Shields Field when, again, rivalry week kind of continues. It is the Bishop Dwenger Saints hosting the Snyder Panthers. It will be at Shields Field at 7 o'clock. Please join our broadcast as we link up once again with Redeemer Radio Sports, 106.3 FM. And we will close out then the regular season as the Saints host Northrop. So 2 home games to finish this season. And again, let's talk about some scores from around the area as well. Special thanks to Devin from who's watching down in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. The big one on the other side of town, 35-28 now. Homestead on top of Carroll. So a one score game there with 20 seconds to go in the first half, probably halftime now. Talking about next week's opponent, the Snyder Panthers. They're up 23-0 over Northrop. Concordia is beating Wayne 13-8. And check that, Snyder up now 31-0 over Northrop. Wow. So just give you some updates there. Devin's going to keep texting me that throughout the night. Going to see if we can check in also with Nick Gray from over at 106.3. He's always typically good for a couple scores as well. So, but right now we are getting ready to go back to live action here at Luers Field.
We mentioned the Saints are big Carroll Charger fans tonight. They need a Chargers victory over Homestead to put themselves in the driver's seat for the SAC title. Homestead with a win would be in a big-time driver's seat with a couple of what on paper look like easier games to finish the season out. So
right.
it's a big game and huge conference implications in the SAC tonight out at Homestead.
Belanda preparing to kick this one away for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. We are moments away from live action. Corey, you had some friends that were not local watching the BDHS media productions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A little shout out to my brother-in-law over in Illinois watching tonight, John Halloran. Thank you. And we're getting some nice viewership from all over the place, in-state and out.
Love it. Remember, folks, to like Bishop Dwenger Saints media productions and notify. Don't forget to subscribe, however that all goes. Luers picks it up near the goal line, and it's a return. Oh, boy, that may have been a mistake as he is corralled inside the 10 near the goal line.
He didn't have much of a choice there, I don't think. If the ball doesn't work its way into the end zone on its own, then you've got to run it back. And that was number 8, R.J. Hogue, sophomore. I think what the coaching staff would have liked to have seen was him to field that more cleanly initially so that he didn't have to go back towards the end zone. But nonetheless, that first series is going to start deep in their own territory.
They officially marked the ball at the 5-yard line. So here come the Knights. First drive from the halftime break. Corey, as you know from your years of coaching, this is a big drive right here for whoever has the ball. Clark looks over the defense. They spread things out. Quick give. Through the middle. Finds some room. Out near the 10 is Sir Hale.
Boy, sure looked like the Saints had him bottled up at the line of scrimmage, and he squirted through there to pick up about 3.
Second down for the Knights. Moving from the north to the south. Wind coming out of the north. That press box looks warm and cozy, I'll tell you that. Twins to the right, 1 left, and a single setback for Clark. Here's a snap. Play action, rolling left. Still rolling, still looking, fires to the flat. It is caught near the line of scrimmage, not much there at all.
Yeah, completed, but not for much yardage. John Michael Fabini, who's been so good in his pass rushing over the course of the season, was in coverage that time and did a nice job.
7 yards.
So no real gain on the play. That just moves the down marker to 3. So 3rd and long coming up on the first drive after the half for the Knights. Clark in the shotgun. Here's a snap. He looks to throw. Looks, fires out to the flats. He's got his man. That's Johnny Sewell with the catch. He's got it north of the 15 out to about the 17. Will he have it? He does have enough for a Luers first down.
Really nice little pitch and catch on just a quick hitch route out to the right side. Callan Stauffer does a nice job of making the tackle and preventing any further yardage, but they already had the first down.
Well, with Sewell's speed, you almost have to watch out for that double move, and it looked like Stauffer was prepared, for that chair route.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
You've got to give a little cushion there to make sure you don't get burnt deep, and that was just enough for them to complete that.
So a huge 3rd down conversion that time by the Knights. Gives them a 1st and 10. Out to the 18. Here's a snap. Dwenger shows blitz. Throws out to the flats. Caught from the backfield. That's Sir Hale with 10. He's got 11 or 12.
Really nice catch to Hale, a pitch and catch to Hale out of the flats, a little out of the backfield, and the Knights are mounting a drive here.
That they are. Another first down on that play. They move the ball out past the 30, out to the 31-yard line on the reception by Hale.
Couple of first downs critical when you're coming that deep out of your own end like that. So nicely done by the Knights thus far.
Builds confidence all up and down the line. From the shotgun. Clark Looks to throw again. This one, no good that time, and no flag on the play.
Yeah, interesting that you say that. I thought Callan Stauffer may have been there just a hair early, but he got away with it.
That might be why I said it.
Yeah.
Corey, I was thinking the same thing. If we look at that replay right there, in real time, that's a tough call. That's a real tough call.
It's bang bang,
Yep.
and good for Stauffer to be there that tight in the coverage and get away with it. It's not a penalty if they don't call it.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Yeah. So they burn that down. 2nd and 10 now, man in motion. Here's a give through the middle. Breaking tackles and finally getting corralled after a nice gain is Sir Hale.
Colin Vance had to come up from the free safety spot. Hale got through the front 7, and lucky that they had Vance there from the safety spot. Picked up, as you mentioned, enough yardage to get to a 3rd and 1. They haven't had a lot of 3rd and shorts tonight.
They have not. So again, this drive starts within the 10-yard line. They've pushed it out to the 40 and are a yard away from keeping the drive alive. Clark looks over the defense. Here's a snap, looks to throw, and incomplete that time.
Interesting call on 3rd and 1, quite honestly, to go downfield with a throw. I don't know if that was a run-pass option where the quarterback made the decision to throw it, or if the coaching staff decided to throw rather than run, but it sure seemed like that was the perfect spot for another Sir Hale run.
Right. So 4th and 1, the drive looks to be stalling here for the Knights as the punt team is out. 2 men back deep for the Saints. Low snap, bobbled, picked up and kicked. Nice punt. Taken near the 23-yard line. Going across the field, now cutting back up towards the middle. Still on his feet, midfield, getting out, spinning out, and finally taken down in Luers territory was number 10, and that's Sam Campbell.
That's a big turn of events for the Bishop Luers Knights. They had 3rd and 1, elected to throw the ball 7 or 8 yards downfield rather than run it, and then get the punt off and have a big return by the Dwenger Saints' Sam Campbell, and returned it back to where the Knights nearly began.
Yeah, it was about a 7-yard punt.
Yeah,
is what it was. So here come the Saints on offense, starting off in Luers territory. Place the ball right at the 45-yard line. Lytle with a single setback. H-back up front. Here's a snap. Give to Devin Tippmann through, follow his block. He's got the first out or more, gets to the outside edge. He's streaking down the field. He's got one man to beat, dives for the pylon. What's the touchdown?
Wow.
There's the score right there.
One play. They ran power behind Vinny Fiacable again. Vinny pulled out in front, and there was all kinds of real estate there for Devin Tippmann around the edge, and he ran away. He quite frankly ran away from defenders. And, look at that block by Vinny Fiacable.
Yes.
That is just nasty.
Yeah,
He's
stiff arm down there. Sir Hale almost got him. He hit that pylon. Yeah, touchdown. 45-yard run by Devin Tippmann.
Number 62, Vinny Fiacable, 6'4", 290, Indiana University offensive line recruit, and I would run behind him as well.
Yeah. Here comes the Belanda's PAT attempt. Hold is down, kick is up, it's up and through, and good. So 7 more points on the board for the Bishop Dwenger Saints.
Bishop Luers Knights 6.
Well, that's a backbreaker for the Knights, quite frankly. They came out after the half, made a couple of nice first downs from deep in their end, and thought they had something going. And, in the span of a nice punt return and one offensive play, all of a sudden, they're down 15.
That's right. All right, so the kick return team is out for the Luers Knights. Still awaiting the kickoff team for the Saints. .9:32 to go here in the third quarter. Saints now elevate their lead off of the beautiful run by Devin Tippmann of 45 yards. And again, nice job by the defense. They bent, but they didn't break, Corey,
Yeah.
and gave a short field back to the offense for Dwenger, and then the offense capitalizes. One play.
And don't forget the special teams play. The
That's
return, all three facets there in the second half coming out of the gate playing some ball here.
You bet. Sam Campbell really making some noise for a sophomore.
Yeah.
Here is the kickoff. High short kick. Oh, bounces off the receiver. The ball is live, and Dwenger looks to recover. No, it's still live. There's still a scrum. Dwenger does look to recover, though, looking at the sideline.
Gavin Groves, number 34, is the Dwenger Saint that finally came up with it after it was bounced around like a pinball machine there momentarily. And, it falls in the hands of number 34 of the Saints, and then they'll send their offense back out.
Yeah, the defender tried to high point it. It looks like goes right off of his face mask, and then it rolls around, like you said, Corey, like a pinball machine. And Dwenger now, the offense is back out onto the field, deeper into the Luers territory as they place the ball at the 27-yard line.
There could be a certain segment of our audience who may not even know what a pinball machine is.
Good point. Here's Lytle in the shotgun. Single setback. Snap. Play action. Screen. Out to this side. He's got some room. That's O'Keefe. With some room. He's got a blocker. And is finally wrangled down inside the 15-yard line.
Threw a little bit of the Knight's own medicine at him there with a nice slip screen to the wide receiver, Henry O'Keefe, and then picks up a first down right away on this drive.
Ball set on Bishop Luers Knights 14-yard line.
So the ball just inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line off of O'Keefe's reception. Saints threatening again inside the red zone now. Just ticking under 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. O'Keefe under center this time. Here's a snap. Give to the tailback. Bounces it outside. Devin Tippman looking for something. Gets stood up. Rectanis comes in and stops him.
Yeah, big fella in there on that one. Looked like an inside zone play. Not a lot of yardage there to be had. And 2nd and 9 for the Saints.
Yeah, good swarming defense by the Knights that time. Able to hold him up until Rectanis is there and then bowls him back. So not much there. Again, 1 yard on the play by the Saints. Lytle's in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the left side. Play action. Throws at the corner. Through the fade. Up and caught. No good. Out of bounds.
Wow, but what a weapon Rocco Sioka is. He was able to go up, high point that football, and it looked like maybe he just couldn't get a foot in bounds. It's across the field there, so it's tough to see, but on replay, makes a fantastic catch, but must have been just out of bounds.
Just out. Yeah, boy, that's
pretty play, though.
Scraping the paint,
yeah.
if you will.
Pretty play. I like that fade, particularly, over the top of the Knights' defensive back. They've got number 22 out there at corner, which is Braden McInturf, and he's 5'8", going up against Rocco.
Excuse me. Play action, throws into the end zone, and it is up. It is knocked out.
Caught.
Touchdown. There it is. Late signal by the official, but another touchdown.
Jack Tippman, tight end Jack Tippman ran a drag route on that play over the middle across the field, and beautiful play action. As you can see, Brendan rolls right, comes back. Jack Tippman runs that drag route perfectly into the end zone for 6.
So the Saints score 6 more in rapid succession, and now Belanda is on for the PAT attempt. Kick is up. And it looks good from here, and it is. So 7 more points on the board for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And it's getting late early, Corey, for the Knights.
Yeah, well said. They really, we discussed some of the things that we discussed at halftime clearly in the Saints locker room. They came out with a renewed focus, it appears.
We're going to step out for a little 30-second break. We'll be right back. This is Bishop Dwenger Media Productions coming to you live from Bishop Luers High School. And we are back to live action as the Bishop Dwenger Saints prepare to kick this one away after another Lytle touchdown pass. Let's see what the Knights can get going here on offense. Kick is away. Belanda high end over end kick. Coming across the field is the return man, and he is stuck near the 20-yard line. Looks like, I think, number 17 there, Corey.
Yeah,
Am I right?
Jalen Lee, sophomore wide receiver, 5'8", 145. Got some wheels and makes a decent return there for the Knights. Gets it out past the 20.
Plays the ball at the 22-yard line, and here comes Clark.
2-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, the Knights really need to get something going on this drive. As you mentioned, getting late early here, and they need to put something together and put some points on the board. They want to stay in this.
Let's see what they can do here on 1st and 10 from the 22. He's in the shotgun with a single setback. Fake it to Hale, rolls out, looking to throw, backside screen over the head of Hale, and incomplete.
Yeah, I like the idea. A little screen set up there, but John Michael Fabini just got in untouched and drilled Carson Clark as he turned to do that throwback screen, and just took him out to the turf there, and a little inaccurate on the pass because of it.
So they burn the first down, 2nd and 10 coming up. Special thanks to Premier Payroll tonight, one of our sponsors. Here's another snap, rolling to and firing to the flats and diving for it, another incomplete pass.
Yeah, Carson rolled left. He's left-handed, and you'd think it'd be a little bit more accurate there, but I think he really threw that before he wanted to. He could feel the breath on the back of his neck from John Michael Fabini, who was chasing him down from the backside.
You know, this is why they run sprint drills at practice, and Fabini is clearly, very good at it, because every time that ball is snapped, he is full bore into the backfield.
Yeah, and he had him dead to rights there if he hadn't thrown that ball.
Big down here for the Knights, 3rd and 10. Man in motion. Here's a snap, again looking to throw. Backside Parastra, Pizza hits him, and it's incomplete. You got to wonder if Sam Pizza got to him in time to throw off the trajectory of that pass.
I don't think there's any question about that. And Carson Clark has taken a beating back there, as many quarterbacks do when they face that Saints defense.
Yeah, Pizza got to him, and again threw that ball off its trajectory, and it's incomplete, and the punt team has to come on for the Knights. 7:43 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, your score 28-6. Saints on top. And again, with a good return, and they've been happening a lot for the Saints, good field position coming up again. Here's a wobbler, touches near midfield, Saints back away. It'll trickle inside the 40 and be touched up at about the 34-yard line.
Nice kick by the Knights there. No return by the Saints, and they'll take over, as you mentioned, at the 35.
On the 35-yard line where Bishop Dwenger will start 1st and 10.
Lytle and the starting offense still out on the field for the Saints. As they set the ball on the left hash. Lytle getting some final instructions from Coach Brody.
Louis Tippmann in the backfield at the start of this drive.
Lytle in the shotgun. H-back up front, bobbled it. Here's another quick screen out to the edge. His knee was down, and he couldn't take off. That's Sioka, the receiver.
Just a little lower than you'd like to have that screen pass, but Rocco's got to know that the moment you catch that ball with your knee on the turf, they're going to blow the whistle.
That's right.
He's got to catch that without putting that knee down if he wants to take off.
So a loss of about 3 that time. Brings up 2nd and 13. Again, they spread some things out here with a single setback. 2 wideouts to the right side. Lytle with the ball. Give through the middle, looking for some room. He's got some room. pushing forward. Big blocks up front. Nice push by the Big Uglies up front.
It looked like a counter play to Louis Tippmann there. Nice pickup for the Saints and making it third and manageable. Looks like about 4.
So gain of 9 on the play as the Saints come back up to the line. I formation now by the Saints. Lytle will be under center. Checks off, looks to the sidelines. Here's a snap, give to the tailback, following his lead blocker. Not much there at all, and they're going to be shy of the first down.
Yep, I think they went with either an ISO or a blast play there out of the eye, and the Knights were ready for that.
That they were.
Going quick, lining up, 4th down play here.
Single setback under center. Here's a snap, quarterback keeper with a big push. Still pushing, still pushing.
No,
Pyle says
no problem there.
no problem. That's right.
He picked up quite a few yards on that particular play.
So a big grind by the Dwenger offense gives them the first down near the midfield stripe at about the 47.
Yeah, I like that. I like not messing around, get right up there and go.
That's it.
And try to catch the defense off balance, and the Saints were able to create the push to get the first down with the quarterback sneak there.
1st and 10 again for the Saints. Ball resting at their own 47. Clock ticking to about 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. Lytle in the shotgun, still looking over the defense. Here's a snap, give to the tailback, bouncing it outside, hitting the backfield and dropped immediately.
And number 8 for the Bishop Luers Knights, that's R.J. Hogue, another sophomore making a play for them, and he was able to corral Louis Tippmann in the backfield. Louis quick and has the ability to elude tacklers, but just not very big. And sometimes when somebody gets an arm tackle on him, he's a little easier to bring down than some of their other backs.
Yeah, indeed, and a good job by Hogue to really kind of shed that first block. The offensive line was climbing into the linebacker core, and he was able to squeak through and get a nice hit that time. Tackle for loss brings up 2nd and 11. Play action screen. Sioka with a catch this time. Nice open field tackle again by the Knights.
Well, it sure was. Sir Hale doing the job on defense and offense tonight for the Knights. Came up from the safety spot, and as you just hit the nail on the head, Sean, great open field tackle.
Just cuts his legs right there, and it will be a small gain of about 2, but that brings up 3rd and 9 for the Saints. Two wideouts to the left side. Here's a snap. He rolls left, looking left, fires downfield. Long pass. He's got a man open. It is gone. He's streaking to the end zone. Breaks the tackle. Touchdown.
Henry O'Keefe ran a little post route there and just got by the defender. Number 11, Antoine Lake, was on the coverage. He rolls to his left, turns it, squares up, throws with the right, and hits Henry O'Keefe right on the seam route, if you will, almost a skinny post, and just that speed. You just can't you can't replicate that speed. You either have it or you don't, and Henry O'Keefe certainly has it.
He does. So hard to defend is O'Keefe. Belanda in for the PAT. Kick is up and looks good from here, and it no good. No good. So 34-6 is your score now. We'll step out for a little 30-second break. Stick around, football fans. You're watching Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions, coming to you live from Luers Field. Back to live action after the timeout, and the Dwenger score. Henry O'Keefe with a tremendous catch and score that time. Is that 2 on the night for...
I think that's right.
Yeah, 2 touchdown passes on the night for the Saints. Here is a high short kick going across field are the Knights and swarmed over and stopped. Not much there for Lee on the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and you just don't like to see a return man go east and west. You want to see him run north and south, and did not pick up much, and wasn't even able to get it out to the 20. So again, tough starting position here for the Luers Knights.
3:45 to go here in the contest. Again, thanking our sponsors tonight: Premier Payroll, the DeHaze Group, and Fort Fresh Vending. Knights on 1st and 10. Trips package to the wide side. Here's a snap. Clark looks left, fires left into the flats, and a little hitch route is good.
Look like Antoine Lake, number 11 on the catch maybe. Far, yep, over there on the far side. Just a quick out route, picked up about 7. 2nd and 3.
Clark in the huddle looking over to the sidelines for the play. Ball kept in bounds, so we'll be crossing the 3-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter after this play. Hard count. Here's a snap. Give through the middle. Not much there. I believe that's Sir Hale on the carry.
And he's been so effective right up the middle there on that quick trap play that the Knights run, but not that time. The Saints were there and going to create, like you say, a 3rd and short for the Knights here.
Yeah. Even if they got a yard or 2, that's just that much better, what they don't have to do here. But again, 3rd and 3 coming up officially according to the scoreboard. Can they convert? Here's a snap. Looks to throw, fires into the flats. It's caught, and it will be enough for a first down out past the 30-yard line. Number 5 on the reception, Corey.
Big Jaden Hill, their sophomore tight end. Really nice little touch pass from Carson Clark. Right. He had to go over a defender and drop it in there to Hill, and was very effective in doing that.
And that's exactly what he did. So, again, they do convert on that 3rd down, keep the drive alive. The ball resting now at the 32. On 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Pressure comes. Gets the ball away. It is caught.
Like
Gain of
Sir
6.
Hale.
Out of the backfield, Hale with the outlet catch.
Yeah, Sam Pisa and Devin Tippman both there to meet him, but not until he picked up about 5.
And again, Carson Clark met the defense by the Saints. I believe that was Ashton Scary, number 75, came in and met Clark in the backfield.
Yeah, Clark's taking a beating, but he's not backing down. He's done a nice job of hanging in there.
2nd down now for the Bishop Luers Knights, 2nd and 5. Here's a snap, give to Hale through the middle. He finds some room. He's off to the races and finally gets tripped up in Bishop Dwenger territory.
Boy, I'll tell you what, the thing about Hale is he goes from 0 to 60 like right now.
Isn't that the truth?
And, he just has the ability. It doesn't take much of a crease, and I don't think he's had much of a crease most of the night, but he's able to squeeze his way through there, and he's electric.
They are now into Bishop Dwenger territory, ball resting at the 44-yard line off the lightning quick legs of Sir Hale. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Clark from the shotgun. Here's a snap. Looks to throw on 1st down. Checks off. He's getting swarmed over and stuffed.
And wouldn't you know, looks like John Michael Fabini in there, number 39, again adding to his area leading sack total. I think that puts him to 9.5 or so on the season. And that was an interesting play because it appeared Carson Clark had a lot of time back there and just couldn't find anybody open. It was almost more of a coverage sack than it really was.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Corey. Fabini has to look back to the defensive backfield and give him a salute because I think it was a coverage sack for sure. You bet. And that's going to do it for the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. The Bishop Dwenger Saints on top of the Bishop Luers Knights in rivalry week here in the SAC. We'll be back when the fourth quarter starts. Stick around. This is Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions. We are back to live action here on Bishop Dwenger Media Productions. It is fourth quarter action here. After the sack, 2nd and 17 now for the Knights. Here's a quick throw out to the flats. It is caught and getting out of bounds. Nice catch that time.
Number 4, Johnny Sewell, and they do a nice job of picking up enough yardage to give them a shot on third down at least. So little out route on the far sideline to Sewell, and a very accurate pass from Carson Clark, and going to bring up third and about 12.
Well, they are in Dwenger territory, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here on third and fourth downs as they are down 34-6. On 3rd and 12, Clark looks over the defense. Here's a snap. Draw play through the middle. Sir Hale looking for some room, finding it, but just not enough, as he's going to gain about 5, maybe 6, and that's going to bring up 4th and long for the Knights.
I think you only run that play if you're planning to go for it on 4th down.
Right.
Otherwise you're going to put that ball in the air. So I like the play clock. He picked up about half of what they needed to get the first down.
Yep.
Almost half. Now you're looking at about 4th and 7.
Ball just outside the 40, we'll call it the 46, check that, 41-yard line of Bishop Dwenger. Fourth and long for the Knights. He looks to throw. He's got pressure. He's sacked. The ball is free. He does recover, and that is going to kill the drive for the Knights.
Callan Stauffer did it last week, and they called it again in a big spot on 4th down. He comes from his corner spot. You don't see a corner blitz very often, but the Saints have dialed up corner blitzes in back-to-back weeks now, and Callan's trying to work his way up the area sack total as a cornerback.
That's right, and both times effective, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely. They've called it at the perfect time in both games. So kudos to Dan Nepper, the defensive coordinator. That's a risky call to make, but he has done it perfectly.
So the sack turns the ball over. Saints have it in Luers territory. Play action. He looks to throw. He's going deep. He fires. Man out there, overthrown and incomplete.
They went for the jugular there, so to speak. It wasn't really a sudden change, but you got a nice stop on 4th down, turned the ball over on a sack, and went for the big play and just didn't connect.
That's right. O'Keefe, the intended receiver that time, incomplete, so it brings up 2nd down and 10 now for the Saints. Ball resting at the 48-yard line of the Knights. Well, the Saints so far had a much better second and third quarter than they did a first quarter. Here is Lytle on a quarterback keeper end around that time. get some good positive yards, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and short situation.
Yeah, followed his lead blocker there. Aziz Dixon was in the backfield for the first time tonight, number 27 for the Saints, and was the lead blocker for quarterback Brendan Lytle on that play.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and a long 2 here for the Saints. Clock continues to grind down. Remember, folks, we'll be back with you again next week for the Saints as they host the Snyder Panthers. And then after that, Northrop. I formation, power I left. Oh, nice defensive play to shoot that gap and stop the forward momentum.
That's Evan Linker, junior defensive. Actually, he's playing linebacker. He's listed as a D lineman, but I think he's in there at middle linebacker tonight, maybe due to injuries of other players potentially, but injuries and so forth. But wow, what a play, and untouched. First time the Saints have been stopped in that power I look.
That's right. So it brings up 4th and a short 1. Again, they're going to go power I left. Lytle under center. Here's a snap. Give to the first man through. Louis Tippmann bounces it outside. He's got the first down and a little bit more.
Actually, that's KJ
Oh,
Tippmann.
KJ, excuse me.
Fullback dive play, but he did, as you mentioned, bounced it outside to find some room for that first down.
So they move the chains deeper into Luers territory. Ball resting in between the 36 and 37-yard line. Clock now at 9:15 here in the 4th quarter. Of course, the score 34-6. Lytle with 2 wideouts to the right, single setback, H-back right. Here's a snap, give to the tailback, following that lead block. Not much there. Big stick by number 50 for the Knights.
Linker's in there again. He's having a night defensively and able to stop Aziz Dixon in his tracks there. Looks like 2nd and about 7.
So Dwenger still gets some positive yards on Aziz's carry.
They're going to use all 40 seconds of that play clock from here on out, trying to shorten this game and hit the bus and head back to the north side of town is the goal.
On 2nd and 7, Aziz is the lone setback. Here's the snap. He looks to throw. Lytle looks, rolls, he's flush, still rolling, throwing back towards the middle. Got a big target. It is caught. He sheds 1 tackle, but not another, as big number 83 comes up with a big catch.
Jack Tippmann over the middle. Had a defender there, did the Knights. Looked like 13 for the Knights. That's Tony Allen was there. I think he went to try to knock the ball away instead of make the tackle, and and was unable to do either one.
So Tippmann's catch puts them inside the red zone. With a 1st and goal situation, the ball now at the 8-yard line. So Lytle showing some really effective moves back there, creating some space and having a good throw on the run. On 1st and goal, here's a snap. Play action throws over the middle, and it's in the end zone. Is it caught? It is. Touchdown.
They went right back to Jack Tippmann, going to reward him for the catch of play go with a touchdown opportunity, and nice little play action pop pass to the tight end right over the middle.
That's exactly what it was. He maintains possession. It was a little touch and go going down, but he does retain possession. 6 more points on the board for the Saints, and the PAT coming up from Belanda.
Important PAT. This will put them up
Is that
35 in a running clock.
Is that Belanda? I can't.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Here's a snap, and it is low and no good. That's 6 more points on the board for the Saints.
I was wrong. That was Ryan Ward in to kick that one. The lefty,
all right.
The lefty Ryan Ward. That's why it looked a little different.
Gotcha. So your score 40-6, Saints on top.
And only up 34, so they have avoided the running clock so far.
That's right. So we'll step out for a little bit and come back for the kickoff. And we are back to live action here, broadcasting live from Luers Field. This is Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions, bringing you live coverage of the Bishops, Battle of the Bishops here, 2020 style. And it has been the Saints from the end of the first quarter on to now. Knights really started quite strongly, but the Saints have since overtaken, and now your score 40-6. Here is the kick. Low liner picked up. Looking for some room. Covered up and stopped immediately. Whistles a blow before he's driven down and out.
That's 17 for the Knights on the return, Jalen Lee, and it appeared maybe 87 for the Saints. Keegan McMahon potentially in there on the stop. Some new names and clean jerseys out there for the Saints.
That's right.
Right now.
Yeah, 'tis the season, obviously. We've got 7:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. Commanding lead on top by the Saints. Again, we were talking about next week. We'll be back as the Saints take on and host the Snyder Panthers from Shields Field. Coverage will start at 6:50. Here come the Knights on 1st and 10. Carson Clark looks over the defense, fires into the secondary, and off the hands of the intended receiver, thrown just behind him and incomplete.
Yeah, nearly thrown in about the only place that he could possibly complete it. The receiver on the play, the intended receiver, was 15 Eli Gernhardt for the Knights, and just was unable to get his body twisted backward and come up with it.
So the incomplete pass brings up a 2nd and 10, ball resting at their own 24-yard line. Here's the snap. Give to number 8 around the edge. Not much there. Good pursuit by the Saints.
R.J. Hogue in the backfield now for the Knights, and at least on that particular play, and just not a lot of real estate there for R.J.
Yeah, good job crashing down on that far side by the defense. Gain of 1 brings up 3rd and 9. Didn't think the wind could blow any harder.
I was just going to say, I can hear it in my microphone even.
Oh, what a night. 3rd and 9 for the Knights here. Snap. Clark looks to throw, checks off, goes to the opposite side. It's got a man in the flats. Looks like an outlet pass to Hale. It is good.
And went with that backside wheel route that was successful earlier in the game on the touchdown, but the Saints were ready for it this time, and going to bring up a 4th and 5.
Offense remains on the field for the Knights. And here they come up to the line. On 4th and 5, big down for the Knights. 2-1. He's got to call the play. Stop. Timeout, Luers. We're not able to get the play off, so we're going to go ahead and step out for a little 30-second break ourselves. All right, folks, timeout is over. Luers was facing a 4th and 5 and really just didn't have any confidence, so they are going to, they took a timeout, and now they're back. Play is set. Big down for the Knights here. Can they keep the drive alive? Here's a snap. Throw out to the flats. Going down for it and incomplete, and that's going to kill the drive.
Yeah, that was a little out route intended there for number 11, Antoine Lake, and just couldn't connect. They're going to turn it over on downs. I've got a score update from Homestead. Looks like 49-35 Homestead with about 7 to go in the third quarter.
Wow.
So still early in the second half, quite honestly.
That's right.
Those two teams put the ball in the air a lot. That's going to be a long football game.
Yep, and both have that quick score ability because of that.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's not over by any stretch. Here come the Saints on offense after the turnover on downs.
Bodie Dickerson in at quarterback.
Dickerson in to manage the last part of this game. Here's a quick inside give. Nice run that time. Looks like, is that 46 on the carry?
46. That would be, looks like Aiden Rogers, maybe? Aiden Rogers on the wing counter play. You don't see that a lot, but nice looking little first down run for the Saints.
Gets it down inside the red zone, I do believe.
Lots of clean jerseys in there for the gold helmets.
That's right. Ball looks to be resting on about the 18, as I can tell. Scoreboard needs updated there, but here come the Saints inside the red zone, 1st and 10. Snap, give to the tailback, 28 this time, around the edge. Gets to that edge and is finally spun out of bounds.
Corbin Till on the carry for the Saints. And I'm not sure Aiden Rogers has carried the ball this season. That might be our 19th ball carrier of the year.
We'll have to ask Kevin if he's happy running the camera or doing stats at this point in the game.
I actually had a shout out via text asking me where Stats Thompson was tonight.
Yeah.
I said he's behind the camera.
Most important part of the job. He's doing a great job. Well, mostly. He is doing a great job tonight. Glad he was able to come along. Here they are on 2nd and 10. Again, that little counter give. Not much there in the middle. Driving that pile down. Maybe a gain of 1, maybe.
Yeah,
is the running back. Hard to get a number there.
Rogers again.
Rogers.
They went back to the well, and the Knights were ready for it that time.
Rectana still in there causing havoc.
He is a big individual.
Name like that, I always think of a Marvel superhero.
Yeah.
Rectanus, you know.
He is enormous.
Yes. 3rd and 10 now for the Saints. Dickerson looks over the defense. Here's a give through the middle. Won't be enough for a first down, and that's going to bring up 4th and long now for the Saints.
Corbin Till on the carry, and it looks like we're going to get a field goal attempt here.
Will it be young Mr. Ward? Is the question.
Well, maybe not. I think they're just going to go for it on 4th down.
I think they are.
I was wrong.
Okay.
The personnel coming in, I thought was the kicking unit, but it was just a few new clean jerseys.
Skill players, yeah. All right. Well, let's see what they do. This will be interesting. 4th and about 8 now. 4 minutes to go in the contest. They can get a first down without scoring. And it looks like they are going to line up offset I, and now we've got a timeout by Dwenger. Okay. Okay, another timeout on the field, so we're going to step out for a little break ourselves. This is Bishop Dwenger High School Media Productions. All right, folks, we are back, and it looks like Dwenger's changed their mind. They did bring the kicking crew out.
This is Belanda.
Tell by the cleats.
Yeah, the neon green cleats.
Here's a snap, the kick, it is up, sailing through, is it good? It is. 3 more points on the board for the Bishop Dwenger Saints off of the foot of Belanda.
That's a nice opportunity for them to get the field goal unit out there. They haven't had a lot of field goal practice this season, quite frankly, and make sure that they can still execute with that unit. So that was good, and even more importantly, it gets us to a running clock, Sean. So I'll be able to get back in the warmth and feel my toes again at some point.
Yeah, my extremities are now happy. There's an end in sight. Yeah.
We are not in the press box, if you've not figured out by our whining, our constant whining. But
we are frozen to the bleachers out here, and unfortunately we couldn't even get the press box as a back. So, yeah, we're up against the chain link fence, and the wind is swirling, and the complaining will continue until the attitude improves.
Well said.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But a beautiful night here. I mean, honestly, it is. We've got a nice, clear night. The moon is just phenomenal. And a nice, clear night. But, man, it is cold. It is cold. That's all there is to it. Here's Ward to kick this one away for the Saints. Kick is up, and it's an end-over-end short kick. Fair caught near the 32-yard line.
That's number 5 once again, Jaden Hill. We've called a lot of sophomores out for the Bishop Luers Knights tonight. Jaden Hill's another one of them, and so the future looks bright on the south side of town. There's a lot of talented underclassmen.
That's exactly right, and they show a lot of determination, a lot of hustle, and a lot of grit. So. Yeah, be patient, Luers fans. That's all we can say. We've seen it. We've seen a lot of sparks of brilliance out here, but the youth needs some seasoning and it's a little more experience. So, next couple of years are going to look very bright here on the south side of town.
Speaking of which, new quarterback in, Nelson Kanapke in now for the Knights.
Right. Here's a quick give, and again, that whistle is blown dead. Sir Hale on a nice play that time.
He squirted out of there, and if not for that whistle to stop his forward progress, he ran right out of his shoe as well. I don't know if you noticed that on the camera, but had to run off the field to put his shoe back on.
All right, so he checks out. Here we are on 1st and 10. Kanapke looks to throw, going to the sidelines. It is caught by Sewell and then dropped.
Well, nice looking throw, nice looking catch until he just couldn't secure it to the ground over there on the sideline.
Yeah, that's it. So the incomplete pass brings up a 2nd and 10, but we are in a running clock situation, so the incompletion does not stop the clock. We've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the contest. Here's a snap. Kanapke looks to throw. Fires into the flats, and it is intercepted, picked off, and a run back is on his way. Breaks 1, break 2. That's Sam Campbell on the return that time, and he gets down into territory, knocked out about the 14-yard line.
Nelson Kanapke made the tackle in a fairly physical kind of way there at the end of that play. I think he was taking out his interception frustration by throwing it, but nonetheless, that'll end that for that drive for the Knights, and it'll be interesting to see what the Saints do here with a minute 30 and the clock running. Will they put the JV unit back in and try to score, or will they take a knee and finish it off?
That is the question that will be answered here in mere moments.
I think right now they're just trying to get 11 guys on the field.
Yeah, that's right. Who hasn't played? Who hasn't played? Get in there. That type of thing. One would think that they are just going to take the victory formation here, but I've been wrong before.
No, I can't tell. Nope.
Got about a minute left to go. This is just an offset I, basically, or a single setback with an H. And here's a snap, and they give it to that tailback, and he does run a play.
Aziz
off tackle Dixon. Right.
Aziz Dixon, sorry to talk over you there, Sean.
No, it's all
27, good. Aziz Dixon on the carry, and even more wholesale substitutions coming in now for the Saints. Dixon gets up hobbling just a little bit. They may not run another play.
Yeah, they don't have to. They're down to 25 seconds. And I think they might be done here, but let's see what happens as Brody Dickerson brings in the play from the sidelines. May not even get it off. And let's see, under 10. Well, again, folks, join us next week right here on this channel as we bring you live coverage of the Saints versus the Snyder Panthers. Kind of a, rivalry week 2, if you will. So we look forward to that one. Nice win by the Saints tonight, Corey. 43-6 is the score here at Luers Field. Any final thoughts before we sign off?
Yeah, kind of a slow start in the first half, but got their act together in the second half. Started, kind of cranking on all cylinders there, and I think that maybe the staff got their attention at halftime, and little renewed focus in the second half. But I also thought the Knights did a really nice job for the first 2.5 quarters or so of keeping this a ball game, considering all of the players that they have out on injuries, etc.
Right.
And made it a nice battle of the Bishops for probably longer than the Saints really cared to have.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. You're absolutely right. All right, folks. Well, hey, that's going to do it for our coverage. Special thanks to our sponsors tonight, Premier Payroll, Fort Fresh Vending Company, and the DeHaze Group. For Corey Kitchen and Kevin Thompson, I'm Sean McBride, wishing you all a good night. May God bless you, and we'll see you on the sidelines.